My treatises Part 4 The Human Soul, the Immortality of the Soul. The human soul, what is it and where does it come from? In a discussion in teaching his son Tad, Hermes explains to him what the immortal soul is. It is thought in the world that man does not have an immortal soul. Whether man has an immortal soul or not will be left up to you to decide and judge whether it's real or not. So Hermes starts his discussion this way: Hermes. Concerning soul and body, son, we now must speak, in what way the soul is deathless, and when comes into the activity in composing and dissolving a body. For there's no death, for nothing of things that are. The thought this word conveys, is either void of fact, or simply by the knocking off a syllable what is called death, that does stand for deathless. For death is of destruction, and nothing in the cosmos is destroyed. For if the cosmos is the second God, it is a life that cannot die. It cannot be that any part of this immortal life should die. All things in the cosmos are parts of the cosmos, and most of all is man, the rational animal. For truly first of all, eternal and transcending birth, is God the universal's maker. Second is he after his image, the cosmos, brought into being by him, sustained and fed by him, made deathless, as by his own Father, living forever, and is ever free from death. Now all that which ever lives, differs from the eternal, for he had not been brought into being by another, and even if he have been brought to being, he had not been brought into being by himself, but forever is brought into being. For the eternal, in that it is eternal, is the all. The Father is himself eternal of himself, but the cosmos has become eternal and immortal by the Father. And of the matter stored beneath it, the Father made of it a universal body, and packing it together made it spherical, wrapping it round in the life which is immortal in itself, and that does make materiality eternal. But he, the Father, fulfilled with his ideas, did sow the lives into the sphere, and shut them in as in a cave, willing to order forth the life with every kind of living. So he with deathlessness enclosed the universal body, that matter might not wish to separate itself from that body's composition, and so dissolve into it, its own original unorder. For matter, son, when it was yet incorporate, was in unorder. And it does still retain down here this nature of unorder, enveloping the rest of the small lives that increase and decrease, which men call death. It is around earthly lives that this unorder does exist. For that the bodies of the heavenly ones preserve one order allotted to them from the Father as their rule, and it is by the restoration of each one of them this order is preserved and is imperishable. The restoration then of bodies on the earth is thus is their composition, whereas their dissolution restores them to those bodies which can never be dissolved, that is to say, which know no death. Privation then, of sense is brought about, not loss of bodies. Now the third life, man, after the image of the cosmos is made, and having mind, after the Father's will, beyond all earthly lives, not only does have feeling with the second God, but also has conception of the first, for of the one it is sensible as of a body, while of the other it conceives as bodiless and the good mind. Tat. Does then this life not perish? Hermes. Hush, son. And understand what is God, what cosmos is, what is a life that cannot die, and what is a life subject to dissolution. Yes, understand the cosmos is by God and in God, but man by cosmos and in cosmos. The source and limit and the constitution of all things is God. That which rules the universe is providence, that which contains the universe and limits it is necessity. Destiny impels and enfolds all things by the compulsory force which belongs thereto. It is destiny which is the cause of birth and of the dissolution of life. The universe, then, first receives providence, the first ordained. Providence extends to the skies, about which the gods revolve, in perpetual and untiring motion. There is destiny because there is necessity. Providence foresees, destiny determines, the position of the stars. Such is the universal law. All things are produced by nature and destiny, and there is no place void of providence. Providence is the free will of the Supreme God, where there are two spontaneous forces, necessity and destiny. Destiny is subject to providence and to necessity, and to destiny the stars are subjected. Therefore, no man can escape from destiny, nor arm himself against the action of the stars. For they are the instruments of destiny, by their means the will of destiny is accomplished throughout all nature and in human existence. The soul is then, an incorporeal essence, and even when she is in a body, she does not wholly lose her manner of being. Her essence is that of perpetual movement, the spontaneous movement of thought, yet she is not moved in anything else, nor towards anything else, nor for anything else. For she is a primordial force, and that which is primal needs not that which is secondary. The expression in anything is applicable to place, to time, to nature. Towards anything is applicable to a harmony, to a form, to a figure. For anything is applicable to the body, because time, place, nature, and form are related to the body. All these terms are conjoined by reciprocal bonds. The body requires place, for it is not possible to conceive a body unless also there a place occupied by it. A body changes its nature. Such change is not possible unless it is in time, and by means of movement in nature, nor can the component parts of a body be united unless by harmony of form. Space exists on account of materiality, it contains the changes thereof and lets it not to be annihilated in these changes. The body passes from one condition to another, but in quitting its first condition it ceases not to be that same body, and it takes only another condition. It was a body, it remains a body, but its state alone varies, wherefore, that which changes in materiality has quality and mode of being. Place, time, and natural movement, themselves are bodiless, and have each their special property. The property of space is to contain, the property of time is interval and number, the property of nature is movement, the property of harmony is affinity, the property of body is change, the property of soul is thought. The soul is then an essence having no material body. If she had a body she would be unable to preserve herself, for every body has need of breath and of life which consists in order. Wherever there is birth there is fluxion. To become presupposes magnitude, that is augmentation. Augmentation involves diminution, which, in turn, brings about destruction. That which receives the form of life participates in being by means of the soul. In order to produce existence, it is necessary to exist. Existence I define to be a reasonable becoming and participation in intelligent life. Life constitutes the creature, intelligence renders it reasonable, the body makes it mortal. The soul then, has no material existence, and possesses an immutable force. Can an intelligent creature exist without a living essence? Can he be rational if an intelligent essence does not maintain in him rational life? If intelligence does not manifest itself in all creatures, it is on account of the constitution of the body in regard to harmony. If heat dominates in the constitution thereof, the creature is volatile and ardent. If cold dominates, it is heavy and slow. Nature distributes the elements of the body according to a law of harmony. This harmonic combination has three forms: the hot, the cold, and the temperate. Conjunction is established according to stellar influence. The soul appropriates the body destined to her, and causes it to live by the operation of nature. Nature assimilates the harmony of bodies to the disposition of the stars, and the combination of their elements to the harmony of the stars, so that there may be a reciprocal sympathy. For the purpose of stellar harmony is to engender sympathies in agreement with destiny. Wow, what a discussion Hermes had with his son!